Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? My name is Ultra David.
Can everybody hear us? Can everybody hear us?
Always an important question.
Can everybody hear? Because that was the nice thing about the intro music, right? So, oh, okay, yeah, I'm getting.
It's happening. This is James Chen.
How's everybody going?
There you go. There's the intro. It's the Tuesday show. Got a bunch of stuff to talk about today, including NEC, which happened this past weekend.
Yes, super hype event.
It's pretty awesome. Capcom Cup, which is going to happen next weekend.
Yes, and that will be a super hype event.
Definitely. I'd also like to talk a little bit about changes that YouTube is making to its copyright, the way it deals with copyright. And then I guess at the end, if we have time, we'll talk about me going on national television.
Woo, yeah. Famous Mr. Ultra David.
I don't know. We'll maybe we'll we'll talk about
Twitter,
it. We'll see.
My favorite thing was that you got the word grimier and shady in there, and I was like, yeah, FGC terms, baby. I'm surprised you didn't use the word salty. I was waiting for salty,
man.
But, or free, but
No. No, was not going to do that.
All right, cool. So, I mean, I guess we can start off by talking about this past weekend. Big E Gaming runs 4 events over the weekend. One of them, of course, NEC, which is usually the biggest one out of the 4, if I'm not mistaken. That took place this weekend. This was NEC, which one? 14?
14.
NEC 14. So they've been running this since 1999. Good stuff to that.
Yeah, Arturo said that he's been going since the first one, and that this marks half of his life. He's been going for half of his
Oh, man.
So, what? But yeah, everybody's old now.
Oh, man. What? Arturo really was going to NEC when he was like 14 or 15 or something like that? Jeez.
That's what he said. Yeah. Whew. It is pretty nuts. Lots of great action. It was so cool. I was really looking forward to it for a bunch of reasons. Curly Mustache was there. A lot of Injustice players were there from all over the country. It was like the big Injustice meetup, which was hype for me.
A lot of call-outs and such.
Lots of that. Killer Instinct. It was the first major for that game. There was an Ultra Street Fighter 4 exhibition. There was some impromptu stuff that was pretty rad that we'll talk about.
Dude, I'm actually sad. I haven't seen any of the Injustice stuff yet. I have not seen it. I want to go back and watch that. So
yeah,
if it's on YouTube, throw me a link later on or something like that. Or is it just in the archives?
It's probably archives. Okay. I'm not sure though.
Okay.
There is a lot of Injustice stuff just in general. There were lots of money matches and all that stuff.
See, I don't know the I don't know the results of a lot of those. Like,
right.
I know West Coast did really well in the tournament. I mean, let's just start with Injustice here while we're talking.
I guess sure.
I mean, I know West Coast did really well. Tyrant got second place, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct about that.
Yes. So Tyrant got second place.
Tyrant from SoCal. Pim Pim Jim got first place from the Chicago area. I don't know if he's from the city, but he's from that area. GGA.
Using a Hot Girl.
Hot Girl and Lex. He pretty much got there with Lex. There was a little bit of Hot Girl, especially at the end against Grundy and Superman. He used Zatanna once. As far as I know, only once, and it didn't go that well. But definitely Hot Girl and Lex. Tyrant with Grundy mostly. There was some Superman at the end.
Tyrant. Good job to him.
Blind Ducky, also from the West Coast. Raven. Newbie. I'm not sure where he's from, actually, to be perfectly honest about that. I think he's California, but don't... Somebody in the chat probably knows this. And then Emperor Theo, also SoCal.
Yep.
Gur, Bane player from Jersey. Forever King from the Midwest with Batman and Black Adam. And then Darth Arma, also from Jersey with Batman.
Forever King was the one we saw at Umicon, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So this top 8 had a ton of different characters. Hot Girl, Zatanna, Lex, Grundy, Superman, Raven, Doomsday, Superman again, Aquaman, Bane, Batman, Black Adam, Batman. Only 2 repeat characters. And
Superman was barely for Tyrant, right?
Right,
so,
only at the very end.
And Batman, the other repeat, tied for 7.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Man, I really, really recommend watching this top 8. If you haven't gotten a chance to see it, it was the early one. So for us on the West Coast, not too easy to watch. It was at 7 a.m. I woke up at about 8, just kind of naturally, and then I watched. I don't know why that happened on Sunday. I forget what was going on, but I watched it.
That just sounds like you had a boring Saturday. No, I'm just kidding.
I saw BB King in concert on Saturday. It was super awesome,
dude,
actually.
Dude, okay, that's like the complete opposite of boring. Never
It was
mind.
so cool.
Never mind. Okay.
Super cool. But, I mean, included in these are, like, Lex versus Bane.
Who do you root for? You're like...
It was so cool, dude.
But I mean...
Seriously.
Oh, gee, yeah. Okay.
Really, really good stuff. And like I said, for Injustice, it's only happened a couple of times that we've really had the full national talent at a major tournament.
Right.
It's happened at EVO, and it's happened now at NEC.
Yeah, and I mean, for the longest of time, SoCal Injustice is not getting a lot of respect. Most of the East Coast, Midwest, kind of dump on West Coast Injustice.
There was a lot of dumping going on, I would say mostly by East Coast players, not only just on SoCal, but also on the GGA guys too.
Okay.
In the Midwest, in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, but that's more just, I don't know if it's bravado or more just the East Coast personality, right?
I think you're right. Yeah. I think that might be right, actually. But so anyway, all these players came, and not every good player, but I mean, definitely the best since EVO. And I mean, there was tons of good money matches.
Yeah, do you know the results of a bunch of the money matches?
I know some only. I know that Theo lost to Tom Brady, which was a pretty big deal as far as like East Coast versus SoCal goes.
Okay. Do you know what the score was?
It was 5-4.
Oh, okay, so it was right there.
And Theo was up, I think, like 4-2 or something. And then it was,
dang.
or 3-2 or something like that. But it was a comeback involved.
I'm sure Tom Brady is like, yo, that was pure domination, you know.
He gets up afterward and he like looks all calm, and then he like looks directly into the camera and like spots off something, you know.
Good job, Tom Brady. Good job.
Yeah, but anyway, it was really good, and I was really hyped to see the character selection. There's been a lot of talk in Injustice about tiers in that game,
yes,
and people have talked a lot about Martian Manhunter as being the best. About Zod, people have been talking about. A lot of talk about Batgirl. Up there.
None of them are in the top 8.
No. Wonder Woman wasn't up there. There's like it's so clearly there's a lot of evolution left in the game.
Yes.
And it's really interesting to see, I think, how, I mean, I didn't know Hawkgirl blew up. I would have guessed that she blows up Grundy, but actually it looked really good against Superman for her too.
Oh, real? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we did Yumicon commentary, there was a hot girl in the top 8, but he tied for 7th. So we didn't get to see that much more. So it's really cool that a hot girl won. But you said he primarily used Lex, though,
did.
right?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, good stuff. I mean, like I said, I don't have much to say because I didn't get a chance to see it 7 in the morning. So
yeah.
I'll try to. I woke up sometime around noon, so I missed it just by a little. You know, by about 5
a little
hours.
bit, yeah. But no, I definitely recommend anybody watching it.
Okay.
It's not boring. It's not like Black Adam versus Superman. There is some Superman in there, but it's not like...
And the people in the chat who said they actually watched it said it was really good, that they enjoyed it a lot. So, there you go.
I thought, personally, that it was the best top 8 of...
NEC?
Between Injustice, Marvel, and Street Fighter, which were the ones that I watched. I watched a little bit of Cross Tekken, but it wasn't that great. Yeah, it was really good, I thought. Anyway.
So here's the question, though. What are people now, post-NEC, saying about East Coast, Midwest versus West Coast? Have you been following any of the
a little bit.
forums a little bit?
Little bit, yeah. I mean, obviously there's a lot of spouting off going on by especially SoCal and the GGA. You know,
they got first and second.
GGA won.
Right?
Yeah, and then SoCal had... I think 3 of the top 8, or was it 2? Let's see.
Theo.
Yeah, okay, so just a couple, but out of top 16, I think there were 4. And it just so happened that the SoCal guys had to play each other in the top 16.
Godspeed got 9th, right? I heard he tied for 9th, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it seemed like a pretty good regional result. So there are a couple of East Coast, or I guess, there are a couple of East Coast players in there, a couple from the break. A couple from Midwest, a few from California, SoCal.
All I know is that
so
as long as it showed that SoCal is not free in this game,
no,
then I'm good.
It's ridiculous to claim that SoCal was free. It's 3 out of the top 8 at EVO. You know, so anyway, it was great. I really recommend watching it. But I guess we can move on to talking about something else.
Sure. Looks like we have Street Fighter 4. Yeah, let's just go ahead and talk
Street
about
Fighter
that.
4 was the last tournament of the day. AE 2012. Justin Wong won it.
Yeah, which is, you know, that's always a thing, right? When Daigo had, like, when he got knocked out of top 8 at EVO, obviously he was washed up, quote, you know, and then watching him do the first of 10s and blow everybody up, you know, everyone's like, oh, I knew Daigo, you know. But in a way, watching Justin win Street Fighter 4, for me, feels very similar to that. It's good to see that Justin's still in form. And the more tournaments I watch, the crappier I think Rufus is. Like, seriously, yeah. Rufus is just like in my tier list right now. And the fact that he keeps winning with him is just nothing short of astounding. So,
yeah, Ricky was in that top 8 too with Rufus. So
I don't know how they do it, dude. I don't know how they do it.
I'm not sure either. They seem to be about the only 2 people who can do it. PR Balrog got 2nd place, mostly with Rog, but he did pick Faye, and I think he ended up losing with Faye when he picked him.
Yeah, it was desperation.
Yeah.
It didn't work very well at all.
Chris G got 3rd place. This actually doesn't say who got 4th through 7th.
Oh, interesting.
Which is surprising. Let me
try.
Go somewhere else here.
Sure.
And I'll have to press escape really fast as we go to this other source.
Does that work?
Oh, usually it does. Come on.
Oh, failure.
No. Watch. This is going to be so good.
Dude, you're revealing your secrets.
Ah!
Anyways. So, yeah. No, I mean, Street Fighter 4, you know, seemed pretty standard, straightforward. No shock. Chris G, PR Rog, and...
Worked.
Oh, it did work, huh?
4th, Ricky. 5th, Insane with Blanca. 5th, Spabrog with Fuerte. 7th, Oni. Oh, Chris who qualified in the top 8 and then couldn't show up on Sunday.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's really too bad because he was playing really well.
He had like a family emergency or something like that, I heard. Yeah, so
I hope everything is okay there.
Shout outs to Chris.
Yeah, definitely. He's really good. And then Knuckledew rounds out the top 8 with Guile. So, as always, pretty good character variety there. 9th, Hero with Bison, Lucky D with Dalsum, Capcom's Hero with Goken, Rico Suave with Abel, then Snake Eyes, Geef, Lionheart Sagat, Zeus, Vega, K-Brad, Cammy.
Dude, you know who
are there any repeats in any of that? Oh. I guess there are 2 Rufuses.
Yeah, okay. Dude, Insane getting 5th with Blanca. Did you see how he played against Knuckledew? Did you see his match versus Knuckledew? It was so good. He played so patiently, and it was just, I don't know, it was really, really... I didn't even know overhead into ultra combo. He did hop forward, back medium, and straight into ultra, and it comboed, and I was just like, what the
Because you can link into crouching short.
Right.
So that makes sense.
So I just didn't even think about that, and I saw that. I was like, what the heck? And then Spabrog, oh man, I felt so bad for him, actually, because he was in the winner's bracket top 8 to start. He fought PR Rog and blew him up in the first game.
Yeah.
And then barely lost. PR Rog basically had to win practically. I mean, he basically had to win 4 out of 5 rounds, you know, just to stay alive. And he beat him, and then immediately fought, I forgot who he fought next, but then he just got taken out really fast. So it's just that unfortunate situation. You go into top 8 in winners with Fuerte, and then go 0-2 after the first one was super close. Yeah. And it's just, I hate, you know, that's one of the worst situations. So hopefully it won't affect him too much, and we'll be able to, I mean, next version maybe, you know.
This character's going to be better, a little bit better. Well, both of those characters will be better, Blanca and Fuerte. Oni will be better, at least right now. I hope he's not going to get that much improved. We'll talk about that later.
Right.
But anyway, lots of variety in there. It was a good top 8. I agree that it's cool to see Justin win. Doesn't seem to happen very often in Street Fighter anymore. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I hope that happens more often.
Yeah, sad to see Snake Eyes finish at 13th. He got beat by Chris who really played well against him. I was watching that match, and usually Snake Eyes is the hardest one to predict. But Chris Hu was just like wheel of options, and it was just so hard to figure out what he was doing. Yeah. I don't know if Chris Hu was the one who eliminated him, or...
I'm not sure about that, to be honest.
Okay.
I do remember them playing. That was really cool to see.
Okay.
And I just noticed, by the way, good job to Zaffarino for getting 17th place. This guy I met at at Civil War a couple of years ago. he was just starting out, and it was cool to talk with him about how he was just starting. He was like meeting people, and he was like figuring out how to play and stuff. He's traveling for the first time, and now he's getting his getting on his way. So good job to him.
So a lot of people said that it was Rico Suave who took out Snake Eyes. So good job. That's a tough fight too. Abel Zangief, right? I mean,
evenish, I would say.
Even-ish?
Yeah,
Okay,
not too bad really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a slight advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, so Smug, people want us to talk about Smug. In tournament, he got 17th place, which is good because this is a very strong tournament.
Yeah.
Of course. But I think we'll be able to talk more about Smug when we talk about outside of the tournament stuff.
Yeah. But I want to point out that tied for 17th here. Oh, Yeb was there.
Right?
So crazy.
Coming out of the military in MDVA.
Oh, nice.
Doesn't even get to play that much anymore.
But it's really... Dude, Diminion got tied for 17th? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's really interesting. Flo and Smug tied in 17th with Dudley and Yang, like, two considered some of the weaker characters in the game. So that's really cool to see. Yep.
It was a good tournament,
Yeah.
I would say. Let's talk about Marvel while we're still talking about actual tournaments. It was won by Chris G, Mordoom Virgil, Justin Wong got second place, Wolvie Storm Kuma, and I think he played the Frank team for a little bit too.
Yeah, he did. Against the Phoenixes, he did, yeah.
Right. Filipino champ with Magneto, Doom, Phoenix, and I think he had Dormammu teams in there sometimes too. Meep, which was really cool to see out of the DMV, did really well with Zero, Dante, and Strider. Moons, so cool to watch that guy as always. Yeah, Nova, MODOK, Amy.
I have to say, I think the MODOKs stole the tournament this weekend. Yeah, but we'll get to that a little bit more later.
PR Rod with Wolvie Doom Virgil, Flocker, Zero Virgil Hawkeye, and Green Ace with Trish, Wesker, and Dante.
Yeah.
After that, J Rosa, Clockwork, Ray, Showstopper, then Marn, Noel Brown, Flux, and Unknown.
Yeah. I mean, shout outs to CJ Showstopper, too. I mean,
yeah.
A man who's known for being bad at Marvel and ridiculed for so long here, going to NEC on the East Coast and placing tied for 9th.
And I heard that he took out some real killers. I forget the list of names now, but it was a pretty solid list of people that he beat to get up there.
Oh, nice. Good stuff, man. Yeah. Congratulations to him, because I know he has put in the work. You know, I teased Kaneda a long time ago that he wasn't one of those natural talents at Street Fighter that he put in the work. Wasn't it? Yeah. And so CJ is probably the Marvel equivalent, you know what I mean? So, I mean, because that guy definitely has put in the work. So, shout outs to him.
All right. That's a nice kind of backhanded compliment, I guess.
No, I mean, it's not. I don't mean it in any negative way.
I'm just
you know,
giving you a hard time.
I wanna be CJ. Let's just put it that way, right? Because I obviously have no natural talent for this game, and if I could work hard enough to get to that point, dude, I'd be so happy. So,
in the other games, did you get to see any Blah Blue?
No, I didn't get to see any. I think I only saw Street Fighter, Marvel, and that's it. Those are the only top ones that I saw. I saw some of the stuff that went on before then. Oh, I did see some KI. I did see the end of KI.
Let's talk about KI. Yeah. That's a good one to bring up. So Justin won it with Saberwolf. CD Jr. was second place. Mostly Sadira, but he did go Jago at the end. Flo with Sadira. Rico Suave, fourth place with Thunder. Filipino champ Glacius. Rio Glacius. Duncan T. Sadira. Devil Jim. Glacius.
Yep, I mean, I saw the top 4. I didn't see any of Filipino Champ or Rio or Duncan T or Devil Jim, but I mean, it looked like Killer Instinct to me. You know, I mean, I have worries about the way the game views, and unfortunately, my opinion still hasn't changed drastically, but I did like the fact that the way Justin was playing was very combo sparse.
Yeah,
he went for small combos in the throw, and in fact, there was one match against CD Jr. that he did opener into ender, and it could have been
a bunch of times.
Yeah, and it could have been broken, and it was the last combo, and it could have been broken, and CD Jr. went to character select. Like, he just paused and went to character select.
He didn't know.
Yeah,
and Justin didn't know either that it was breakable. It turns out, so there was some lack of game knowledge there that really could have altered things. But yeah, Justin, I think, had the right idea of staying staying out of the mix-ups, and that's something that Justin has done really well in a lot of games. Just in general, he does that in Marvel. He did that in Third Strike. He was like the best at not getting involved in mix-ups in that game. Like
Marvel 2,
which
is a game that is not turtle friendly at all. If you watch Justin play, he was the biggest turtle in the world. He would just fly with Sentinel up in the corner and like do nothing. It was he turtled really bad in that game. So
it was cool to me to see that there were 3 Glaciuses in there because I think he's really good. And I haven't played the game, okay? Like, I just watched it and like learned the basics. So take that for nothing at all. But I think he looks really good. So it was cool that, you know, Justin won it with Saberwolf Sadiras. Both of them were the second and third. And
and that's pretty good too, because obviously when Justin won the tournament, you know, for the opening tournament, everyone's like, you know, he just learned that all these other players are better or whatever like that. And here he is taking first place over a bunch of, you know, very credible KI players.
Yeah, and actually a bunch of these guys did well in that tournament too. CD Jr. was up there at the end in Florida. Okay. He made it to the finals. Well, the general finals, I don't know if he was grand finals, but Flo was second place in the qualifier that Justin won. You know, so he was right there. So clearly these are all good players.
Actually, you know what? Godspeed might have gotten 9th place in this tournament, not Injustice. I can't remember now, because I remember Godspeed was doing commentary for Killer Instinct, and he did mention that he got 9th place in that game.
Oh, okay.
So he just missed top 8. So.
Okay.
And he was using Glacius for most of the tournament.
Was he?
He just picked up, right? So he really wanted to try him out. So, but yeah, okay.
I thought that it was interesting to see different people's takes on it. Justin has the idea of trying not to get involved in mix-ups. I heard Rico say that he doesn't break very often because he just doesn't want to get... He just like wants to stay away from these mix-ups as much as he can.
Yeah.
You know? So it's unfortunate to me that some of the players who are doing the best at the game are trying not to play the game.
But that might mean that in the end, the highest level, you don't have to play that game. You know what I mean? I did I did notice that there weren't a lot of manuals being used. Like Justin and Flo weren't using any manuals.
I feel like that's probably not going to last.
Yeah, they've got to pick that up because that's just going to give you the longer combos and they're going to be a lot harder to break and such. So hopefully... that'll pick up after some time. So that's another game that I'm really, because the online is so good, I think it might have a cross Tekken effect in which some of the best players may be online players, and if we can just somehow clue them into the scene and get them to events, they might even be able to be some of the guys who will start winning some of these majors. So I think that'd be really cool. Okay,
well, you want to take a break and then we'll get to all of the non-tournament sides of NEC.
Well, not official game tournament stuff, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Like not official stuff.
Yeah, okay. All right. All right, welcome back. And normally we have music playing during the break, but, you know, to let you know that we're still here, but... We'll get into that a little bit.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing that for the near future, unfortunately. Let's keep talking about NEC, though.
Yeah.
And get to the non-official tournament side of things. There were a few other big things going on.
Yes. Number one was the Curly Mustache Battle Royale, because there was a lot of teams in this one. A lot of teams that you didn't think would be created, too, like Delaware teams and, you know... I think there was a New York 2 team.
Team Hitbox.
A Cali 2 team that was put together by people who showed up there, like Paradigm, Jinx, Dr. Snake Tits. I don't remember who the other 2 were, but it's just like a bunch of people went this. So it was really cool. Really fun to watch.
Yeah, Team California won it, which was PR Rog, Filipino Champ, Justin Wong, Marn, and Neo. Second place was Team Philly with Insane, Josh Wong, Demon Hyo, Young Hot, and Gio Braun. Then Jersey with Kevin Sparks, Jay Rosa, Marlon Pye, Master CJ, and Mac. And then fourth was Florida with Flocker, Marvello, K-Brad, Atro City. It's not Atrocity.
Yes.
And Green Ace.
It's actually kind of funny because it did almost kind of feel like sports teams trading people in a way, because a lot of people signed up for teams that they weren't necessarily, you know, from that area. Like K-Brad is on Team Florida.
Right.
It's because they needed a fifth person, and K-Brad wanted to be in the tournament.
And
so.
wasn't Remix on like some silly team too?
I think he was
like,
on the Virginia team or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, there was a bunch of that. But good stuff to California for taking it. What are some of the highlights that you recall from this?
Okay, so obviously number one is where's New York? They went 0-2.
Did they really go 0-2?
They went 0-2. They lost to Team Hitbox, and then they lost to Philly, I think it was, that beat them. I think it was Philly. No, I can't remember what the other team was. So, but they and yeah, it all happened off stream. The Hitbox match, nowhere recorded. It wasn't recorded by anybody, so yeah.
That is really too bad.
So that was Midwest. That's what it was. Midwest beat them, and so that was like the number one highlight for me, right? I mean, I'm not saying like yay die New York. I'm just saying that's one of the most notable stories of it, right? Because New York won it last time. Second one, dude. Hitbox Dustin.
Guy.
Dude,
yep, that's what I wanted to talk about too.
Dude, everybody was going nuts watching that. That crazy trap he had on the incoming was ridiculous.
Was pretty crazy.
Yeah, and what's his face? Angelic told me that they actually were in Arizona recently and like just playing around, and they have been leveling up really hard on that game. And Dustin was awesome. He was so much fun to watch.
I was really happy to see that. Probably nobody remembers now, but when Marvel 3 first came out, in SoCal, Dustin was one of the top players for a little bit.
Yep.
And I don't know if he won a Wednesday Night Fights or if he just got second or something like
He got
that.
far.
But it happened a few times that he was top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
And then...
He was the one who had that sick MODOK thing where he called the bomb assist and then did Fatal Claw in the air with Wolverine and the guy would drop off the palm.
Yeah, he had some really cool early tech and he's been using MODOK the whole time. And for a while he was busy, whatever. They moved to Vegas and so forth. And
whoa, wait. Infrit says he actually recorded the matches for New York versus Hitbox. Oh, sick. Okay.
Well, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, he's even got a link.
Yeah, he's got a link here, so I'll just paste it here temporarily and see what happens. So.
Okay, cool. But yeah, that's definitely something
is that a fake Infrit there or something like that?
No,
so,
try it out.
That's not Infrit. Okay.
Oh.
He's
is
fake.
it like porn or something?
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, we didn't open your link, so take that.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I haven't opened that at all, so.
Yeah.
Ha.
But California 2 got 5th, Midwest got 5th, Texas got 7th, and Hitbox got 7th.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and the third highlight for me, oh gosh, what was it? I had a third one that was in my head, and it just dropped out. Oh, I mean, the third notable thing I guess maybe we could talk about was just, I mean, grand finals with Neo just beasting through everybody. Yeah. He OCV'd that entire team.
Right,
so,
5-0 in grand finals.
Yeah, so that was pretty crazy.
And at one point, he was even doing silly stuff.
Yeah.
He got a grab with Magneto, and then he did like crouching L grab, and then like some other grab resets unnecessarily.
It looked like Skullgirls for a second there. Yeah.
Well, that was cool. What else happened that was of note?
The Salty Suite.
The Salty Suite, yeah. This was a set of money matches and casuals that happened. Did you get to watch much of that in Street Fighter 4, I should say?
I watched Snake Eyes blow everybody up for a very long time and listened to Arturo being completely half awake while he was trying to stay up. He stayed up to something like 6 a.m. streaming in the Salty Suite. But at one point, Snake Eyes was just killing everybody over there. So I didn't get to see the PR Og versus Smug match.
Ooh, I did see that.
Yeah. Now, okay, well, go ahead and talk about it. I mean, I just want to know how because I know
it was
Smug
close.
won 5-3, right?
Was it 5-3?
It's 5-3 or 5-4.
It was one of those two. I don't remember either, actually, but it was something like that. It was pretty close. It didn't feel like it was lopsided either way.
Yeah, Combo Fiend even jumped on the microphone there to do commentary, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Combo Fiend had a really good time there, it seemed like.
I am just always really impressed.
It was 5-4.
It was 5-4, okay. Really impressed when I see Smug, because he has just kind of an innate understanding about when to press buttons. It's like his spacing is good, and he has, good pressure and mix-ups and stuff, but the best thing about him is that he knows when to jump. Like, he knows when to press a button.
Right.
And that's a skill that can be learned, but it's something that some people just have, too. You know what I mean? Like, some people just do that really well. And so he was counter-poking really well, And like if Rog like did a dash punch, like Smug was in the air jumping and he landed with jump fierce and blah blah blah. Like that happened a lot. And it seemed to me like PR Rog was getting kind of frustrated about it. And
well, PR Rog, you have to remember, did send Smug the losers in the regular tournament.
Blew Smug up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then I guess Smug picked something up or something, or
who knows? I guess.
I think I saw your tweet mentioning that PR Rug was trying a lot more of the proximity OS stuff.
Oh, that did happen a couple of times. Although I don't think that it got triggered.
Okay.
You know, but I saw him do the setup. Remember the video he put out where he kind of puts this crouching short out just before you get up? He did that a couple of times, but it didn't turn into anything because Smug didn't do anything.
He just got up and blocked.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But that was cool. Battle of Boxers. That was nice.
Yeah. So, anything else happened in the Salty Suite that you remember?
Not really.
What about Marn versus Flux?
Marn versus Flux. I didn't get to watch it. Did you?
Oh yeah, I did watch it.
Okay, Marn versus Flux in Marvel 3.
Yeah. So I watched it, and all I remember was seeing Buster, Lightning, Buster, Lightning,
right.
Buster, Lightning, Lightning, Buster. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
I thought Marn was gonna win.
Dude, I didn't think Flux had a chance. I'm not even gonna. That is not anything about Flux. I actually haven't watched a lot of his play. I've seen it a few times. I know he's a strong player. But Marn just has this weird, like, I think you actually put it really good in your tweet that, like, you said Flux plays against smart people and Marn just is like, blah, you know. I just didn't feel like Flux would have been ready for that kind of game from Marn. You know what I mean?
That's why I thought that Marn was going to win. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Flux is really good. I do watch a lot of their streams from New York, and I've certainly seen him play in person a lot of times when I've traveled, and in a couple of tournaments I've called for him to get like top 3, knowing like on top 8 day, you know. So I have a lot of respect for him. I just think, like you said, he's used to playing smart players.
Well, I mean, that's what you said.
Okay,
right?
that's what I said.
Yeah, on Twitter.
And Marn eats that. If you're only used to playing against smart people, Marn is just gonna ruin you because you don't know, and that's. Like, I guess kind of a knock on Marn, but at the same time, it's
a backhanded compliment.
It is totally a backhanded compliment, but it's something that Marn owns up to. He knows it,
absolutely,
because that's his success. That's how he gets far in tournaments. He has, he's another one of these guys who knows when to press buttons. You know what I mean? But especially against people who want to press buttons or like move in ways that are like safer or smarter, you know. He can like figure out like exactly how to make what seems like it should be smart into the bad idea by being the stupidest person you can think of.
I mean, it's interesting when he was rocking Dudley and Super and such like that. Remember how every time he knocked someone dizzy or when he landed an overhead, he would just like do the stupidest combos, and just like ridiculous combos. And I'm always like, I asked him one time, I was like, why don't you go for something simpler that just does more damage, right? And it wasn't like, I want a style. It wasn't like, I want to do more. He literally just said, I don't know. That's just what it felt like I should have done at the time. Because when you watch him do it, he always does a different combo. Sometimes just low, fierce, low, stand roundhouse, and something is like, jab strong, short forward, towards forward. And it's just it's like literally he's just doing what it felt right at the time. And he is the king of that. And see, the trick about it is, and someone jokes about this, Skifane joked about this, that he said Marn is Gandhi Ryu 2.0.
Yeah, kind of.
Dude, he's Gandhi Ryu like 10.0.
If Gandhi were to really refine that, then you turn into Marn.
Yeah. If you are a player that cannot be predicted, and then every time they hit you, they were good enough to extend that into a ridiculous combo, that's exactly why Marn is so hard to beat.
I mean, Marn has one Evo based on that. So it's good. That's why I say like it's kind of a knock on Marn, but also kind of not, because he does really well with it. Like Punko almost won Evo.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing the same kind of total BS.
Punko is exactly the same thing.
They're the same player.
Yeah. So I mean, again,
it's effective.
Yeah.
It's just if you don't know how to deal with it, then you're gonna lose.
Right. So
I think the best tweet was Sanchez's tweet actually, where he said, "Fighting gentlemen doesn't prepare you to fight against savages."
Nice. I like that. I like that.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, again, no knock on Flux. I know he's a great player, and I bet you if they sat down and he played Marn like a long session, he will, once he starts figuring out that Marn is not playing the way you expect other. Because I will say one thing, Zero has the best incoming mix-ups in the game. Marn's incoming mix-ups were ass that whole first to 10. He was not on point with those incoming mix-ups. But then just everything would just fall into place for him. There was one match where his Strider was basically down to no life, and he made a stupid Strider comeback. And you're just like, how does this even happen? You know? And it's Marn, dude. Like,
yeah, that's not even just Marvel 3. That's Marn. He did that with Viper and Dudley and whatever else he used. Like, that's
exactly.
him, so.
Viper was the perfect character for him. Seriously, it was. So.
So anyway, it was a really good weekend of fighting game stuff. Anything more to talk about though on NEC? Of course. There was one more thing.
The thing that we're saving for last.
That's right.
Which is the Sanford Kelly gauntlet.
Right.
Which so for those people who don't know the backstory, Sanford Kelly has basically started calling out a lot of people on the East Coast, saying that they're not hungry anymore, they're not trying very hard or whatever. And then Aquasilk kind of shot back at him and basically told Sanford Kelly that he was ass, right? And that he will body him. And the only reason why he wins is because of bad matchups and such like that, right? And so this whole thing got hyped up. And Sanford and Aquasilk went and played each other. Now, previous to that, I think Sanford, maybe talked a little smack to PR Rog or something like that, and they agreed to play a first to 5, but then that got backed out or something like that. So it wasn't on the plate anymore. It wasn't on the table anymore. It was just Sanford and Aquasilk. If anybody knows the story about that between him and Rog, but
I know that for Aquasilk versus Sanford, there was a no Sagat stipulation.
Oh, was there actually a no Sagat stipulation? I thought Sanford just did that so it wouldn't.
No.
Oh, okay.
Because part of it was that Aquasilk was saying that Sanford wins because of bad matchups. And so Aquasilk wanted to test Sanford in case of not bad matchup. Yes. How do you do?
Yeah, I remember Sanford called out PR Rog, and PR Rog's like, let's do it, let's play, right? And Sanford, I remember he did back out, but he did it kind of like, no, I respect that you just said, let's do it and whatever like that. So, you're cool in my book. We don't need to do this kind of thing, right? But interestingly enough, so him and Aquasilk went down. He went with Oni versus Zangief, and Zangief did not have a good weekend versus Oni.
No, he didn't.
He essentially went 0-7 from what I saw. And Sanford bopped him.
He did.
5-0. Really badly. And I did see Aquasilk even, I think it was a tweet or a Facebook post afterwards. He was like, no, straight up props to Sanford. He did his thing. He played really well, so he just has to hold that. So good stuff to Aquasilk.
For sure. But then after Sanford beat Aquasilk was one of the hyper moments, I would say.
Yeah, because no one was expecting it. In fact, I don't even think Sanford or PR Rog were expecting it. But just right at that moment, I think Sanford was just feeling so confident. Yeah. He just turned around, went to the audience, and just pointed at PR Rog and was like, let's do this.
Yeah.
And dude, oh my God, that was... When he did that, I was just like, oh, let's go. And he just called him out.
Yeah.
And then began the Sagat versus Balrog first to 5. And, dude, that match was ridiculously close. In fact, I think PR Rog went up 4-2, 4-3 or something like that. And, spoiler alert, but, Sanford ended up winning that 5-4, last round, last match.
Yeah, and the round just before the very last round was perfect in favor of Sanford.
Yeah, PR Rog had 2 match points, two first to 5 points basically, and Sanford got 1 perfect, and then
that was cool,
and it was so good too. I mean, that match was sick. It was just Reed's Sanford. I mean, so yeah, Sanford was ultering turnaround punches and rush punches on reaction and stuff. It was pretty cool. So it was pretty crazy. And then after he beat PR Rog, everyone's like, oh, okay, Sanford's the king, whatever like that. And he's sitting there in the crowd, everyone's cheering for him and everything. And then he points to his demon, Mr. Justin Wong. And the man that he chased after in Marvel for 4 years in Marvel 2, right? It was 4 years before he was the first person to ever beat Justin in a Marvel 2 tournament.
Right.
Literally. Justin was undefeated for 4 or 5 years, and Sanford was the first one to ever cause Justin to get second place.
Right.
And,
in any tournament.
And then he called out Justin in Street Fighter 4, and they played a first to 5. And dude, oh my god, that came down not only to the last match, last round, but like last pixel. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So, dude, that was super hype.
But who won?
Justin won.
Okay.
Justin won that one. So Sanford still has to continue chasing Justin. But, I mean, seriously, it was down to the pixel.
Right.
It was down to the pixel. And it was really, really awesome. So
that was really cool. It was just one of those impromptu things that
yeah.
that happen at fighting game tournaments sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
and to be honest with you, I really want to give Sanford a lot of credit for this. Because the thing about it is, I've talked with Sanford. I know Sanford. I don't know him super well. But, when he started calling out the East Coast, when he started, being like, you guys have no heart, blah, 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 and all this stuff, a lot of people got mad at him. They're just like, you're just, calling people out. You're trying to be confrontive or whatever like that. I mean, people have to understand Sanford is a very emotional person, right? And you can tell that his motivation for calling people out isn't necessarily because he's mad at them or something like that. It's more that he's kind of disappointed in them, it feels like, because what he went through to try to beat Justin in MVC2 is probably like one of the most, the guy never gave up.
Right.
He never gave up, and he fought hard to get to that point. So I have a lot of respect for Sanford because, he challenged Aquasilk, and after he felt like he was doing well, he called out Balrog, PR Balrog, and after he won that, he still wasn't content. He was willing to go after Justin, and, knowing full well he was probably on a high and that he could very well lose to Justin, it didn't matter to him. It just basically was a good example for the FGC set, to call Justin out and say, you know what, I'm challenging you because I want to win. That's someone tweeted that. I think it was Sanchez again. He's like, imagine that. People trying to play because they want to win, during these things. And that's the kind of arcade culture hype calling out that the FGC is about. A lot of people talk about we're just mean to each other or whatever. We talk trash to each other. No, it's really just about that hyper competitiveness. And what he did there was call him out, and he wanted to win. Justin wanted to win. PR Wrong, they all wanted to win, but every single one of those matches, like every time it went to 4-4 or the last round, you saw them smile at each other, shake each other's hands. They hugged each other afterwards and stuff like that. And, everyone's always like, oh, what is the FGC about hugs and handshakes? Where they're like, dude, you can have hugs and handshakes in the FGC, but you can still have that kind of crazy competitive drive. And I feel like Sanford really brought that out. And that's why everyone felt it, and that's why everyone keeps talking about it. I don't know. I think
you're right.
I think it was fantastic.
I don't think I need to add anything to that. I think that's totally spot on.
Yeah, so seriously, shout-outs to Sanford. I super respect that guy. A lot of people, like I say, call him out for stuff, but I admire him greatly because I think he's one of the players that plays with true heart. I mean? He's got the heart.
Can't disagree with that.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Okay, I think that's good.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's take a break.
Sure thing.
We'll talk about upcoming Capcom Cup when we come back.
All right.